I'm getting the impression that public speaking, to be good at it, it's anything but the actual speaking itself. Because you're saying about the posture, the breathing, what not to do.
Okay,
Would you say
there's
I? Hmm?
yeah, I think you're on the right track. I think let me just try and clarify that. I think there's the delivery side, so good posture, good breathing, good body language. That's really important. Everybody's got to do that. Everybody needs to know what works with in terms of body language, breathing, posture. Your facial expression says a massive amount about what you're thinking and feeling in that moment. And if you look downcast or upset or disappointed, that sends a signal to your audience, and it's not the right signal that they want to be receiving. So there's two aspects: there's the body language, posture, facial expression, hand movements, all that sort of side. But then there's the message. The message is actually what the audience came for. Through good body language and breathing, you can help. That will help you deliver the message that the audience came for.
Is it true that if you, with the message side of things, that if you can make the audience laugh, you've automatically won them, and it doesn't matter about the message? Because I've heard that from someone where you can have a debate, like in a public speaking setting, and person A might say all the logical stuff which makes sense, but person B gets three laughs, and they're the one who wins the debate. Or is that
Um,
just?
I'd love to say that was true. In my experience, like I said, I've worked for big banks, I've worked for very big energy companies, I've been running my own companies for 35 years now. And humor's great, but it's down towards the bottom end of the list. Value is at the top of the list. Okay. If this podcast doesn't deliver any value, nobody's going to want to watch it. Full stop. Okay. Smiles, jokes, whatever, they're not going to hang around hoping Vince is going to tell a funny. They've got better things to do. So I think humor's good. It's a nice light relief for the audience. Again, it certainly can calm people's. Some people feel like if they can get a good joke out, it makes them feel a little bit better. And again, if it's a good joke and the audience laugh with you, fantastic. But there's a big difference between being a good speaker who tells the occasional joke and a stand-up comedian. So the purpose of a good speaker is to deliver value. If you're a comedian, your job is to make people laugh, and making people laugh is probably one of the most subjective and one of the hardest things in the world to do.
Yeah, because I heard it from a different podcaster, Chris Williamson, who said he was doing a tour at the time and he had a comedian friend who said, "You've got it really much easier than me because you've only got to make the audience laugh like four times during your entire speech, where he has to do it like every 30." It
Yeah,
was I think it was 30, 45. It was definitely less than a minute. He had to make the audience laugh.
yeah. I went on a course once. I was a member of a voluntary organisation, speakers organisation, and they got a professional speaker, a professional comedian, to tell us about the science of humour. And it was really, really interesting. And then everybody was given 2 minutes to get up and tell some jokes. Now, I think occasionally I can be quite funny, but this was really the hardest thing that I feel I've ever done, because you're looking at all these blank faces and you're trying to make them laugh, but they don't. Some of them deliberately aren't budging, and some of the jokes are really bad anyway. So it was not a great experience. But you know what? I think if you can, it was great in a way because it makes you really resilient. Yeah. If you can do 2 minutes of that where you just feel like you're in social quicksand and nobody's laughing, and you just keep giving it your best shot, and you're determined to make them smile at least, and everything after that is easy.